Welcome everybody to episode 12 of Metal Gear Saga by Ape Supremacy Entertainment with Master Steve 89, and we get a call immediately from
Snake,
Eva.
Are you there?
Eva, where are you?
In the fortress, in Groznygrad. Dr. Sokolov is here too.
Is he all right?
He's fine. Right now he's busy putting the finishing touches on the Shagohod.
Good. That means they haven't killed him.
Not yet anyway, but you better hurry. They've already finished the Phase 2 tests. Once the final preparations are complete, they'll have no more use for him. The Colonel won't have any qualms about killing him if he thinks the CIA is closing in.
Eva, you can't let Sokolov out of your sight.
I know. Snake, do you know where Groznygrad is?
Granin told me that I should be able to get there from the mountains to the north, through an underground tunnel.
Granin told you?
Yeah, he even gave me the key to the warehouse.
Why?
'Cause he was drunk, I guess.
You've got to be kidding me.
Hell if I know.
Snake, there's one problem with that route.
What problem?
The mountain entrance to the underground tunnel that leads to the fortress is sealed. You need a key to get in.
A key? What about the key Granin gave me?
That key won't work. But don't worry, I'll figure something out. I have an idea. There are some ruins at the top of the mountains. Meet me there.
The top of the mountains. Got it.
Wait, there's something else I've got to tell you.
Now what?
I heard that one of the Cobras is waiting for you in the jungle at the foot of the mountains. He's a legendary sniper called The End.
Yeah, I've seen him before. That ridiculously old guy, right?
Don't underestimate him. He's known as the father of modern sniping.
Is he alone? No spotter?
None. He's all by himself. Apparently, he doesn't need a spotter.
You can't be serious.
The entire forest is on his side.
The forest?
Stay alert.
Yeah, I'd hate to have it be the end for me.
Alright, this episode, as perfectly explained by Eva, is going to be called The End. Because in this episode we are gonna meet this boss, this ridiculously old guy, and we are gonna have ourselves probably one of the coolest boss fights in the entire game, and the entire franchise even, because I think the boss fight with The End is just the perfect way to display what this game can do. It's perfect. You fight in the jungle, a sniper battle, and both of you are camouflaged and both of you are trying to track the other guy down. And the way they did it, it's really intense, it's really exhausting somehow. And it's just a great boss battle all around. But first we are scooping around here a little through the jungle with a couple of soldiers patrolling the area here. And this is pretty much, there's nothing to explain here in this episode about story or anything. So we're gonna just be talking about the gameplay here. See, I've got myself an M16 from the Granin Research Lab, and I can even put a silencer on it, but the thing is, I don't think I ever use it, because I find it really hard to aim with the assault rifles in this game, because you can't, point and then shoot. You shoot immediately, you can't aim, and the silencer is gone so fast that it's not even worth using. Most of the time when you try to sneak around enemies, you are gonna use your tranquilizer gun and you're passing them by. Or if you actually do have to fight, most times I'll just use the handgun and the CQC, because that is definitely most effective on normal difficulty. And I died. Man, that was a nasty trap. You just heard it, this little sound, and then whoop, you're gone. That is a nasty trap. And I didn't remember that there was such a thing in this game, actually. But you can see it here. It does look different from the rest around it. This green spot there, this green blotch just. That is where the trap is, and I really I fell for it. That's the problem when you're crawling. If you get on a spot like that, you're dead. And that is also something that, of course, in Phantom Pain, if you heard that sound, you could make this like jumping motion forward, and probably Snake wouldn't fall. I think the ambient sound here in this game is really good. You know, all these forest sounds, the bird flapping, these little whistling sounds. Then every once in a while you hear some footsteps. It's really good, the sound design in this game. And it actually does make you quite tense when you sneak around and about through the jungle, because you just have to keep your eyes open at all times. Took care of that guy. And also the thing is, around here the game starts having more sentries posted, and their patrolling routes are actually like intertwined a little. See? Another soldier found the guy sleeping now. And the problem is right now I have no idea where they are. I can't see them. And to my right is a trap. There's one of those ropes between the trees.
Freeze! Ah! No, wait!
Do I have the... I have the right gun equipped. Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought I was gonna kill him there. That's something they expanded on in Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5, by the way. When you hold them up in 4, you can actually frisk them for weapons and ammunition and everything, and that is really cool. And you can also roll them on the ground and do like a sleeper hold on them and everything. And they are just gonna stay in that position forever, you know, with their hands behind their head and so forth. It's really cool in Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm not sure if you can do it here. I don't think so. I don't think you have that many options in this game with CQC. Apart from grabbing them and, you know, throwing them around, you don't have that many options yet. But it is definitely better than before in Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 1. This area here where we are at right now, this is a little detour. This is actually not a spot where you have to go. This is like a dead end, if you will. There is this big cabin at the end of this area with a lot of guards and a couple of items. I think also the keratin, this little frog statue thing, is around the hut. But this is not the area where you progress with the story. So we are just gonna sneak about here and infiltrate this little cabin here, in the cabin in the woods, and see what we find item wise. And then I did a little cut because I couldn't find the exit, and I didn't even know that this was like this secluded area. I thought this was interconnected with the progress route, but it isn't. So let's get in the cabin. You can hear these little footsteps on some wooden floor. You can hear it, but you can't see the enemy. That is something that is what I think is the great thing about Metal Gear Solid 3. You can hear a lot of enemies, but you can't necessarily see them and spot them. And also, even though I like the idea in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain that you can mark enemies so you know where they are wherever you go, I kind of like like it here better, because you have to be careful all the time. In Metal Gear Solid 5, once you've spotted all of them, there's no need to worry about the enemies anymore. And I think this is also an example of how well designed these individual areas are. You know, you can climb up that tree and get on top of the cabin here. That is something really cool. And that helps you to scan the area a little, take care of some enemies, but of course, you are exposed up here. Enemies will be able to see you better from when you're standing up here. And now this soldier dude found one of the other ones lying about. And see, there my silencer. My silencer is gone. Need to equip another one, which are kind of rare in the beginning, but later on you have so many you can take out every enemy in the game practically. So, we heard a door. And you immediately tense up. Just immediately, because you have no idea where he is. Also entering this building now, so intense. You can only guess where he could be. And now I actually try to do something rather smart. I think I want to draw him here, but he can't hear the knocking. They severely limited the area where the knocking works. Yeah, and there I tried I tried to do the Terminator theme, but I failed miserably. See, and now he saw me. God damn it. CQC. It's almost impossible. That is something that is... See, there's the keratin. That little frog statue you need for the trophies. Just hit all 64 in every area. Also, during the escape scene at the end, just hit all of them and you're gonna get a gold trophy. Isn't that awesome? The trophies in Metal Gear Solid games are atrocious. There's just so much grind you have to do. And some of the trophies are just ridiculously difficult. For example, I think in Metal Gear Solid 5, S ranking, every mission, also doing all the mission objectives, it's so fucking hard. Because some of those mission objectives are just ridiculous. Especially when you get to the part where you redo missions on a higher difficulty setting and everything. So here's where I did the cut, because I was lost, completely lost. I ran around here for 10 minutes and now we fight the boss. Or more like the end.
Hello? Hello?
I beg of you, grant me the strength to take this final prey. Let me linger in this world just a little longer. I have already slept enough for one lifetime. Enough for an eternity. You have my thanks. I have to thank you for waking me. If you hadn't shown up, my sleep would have been eternal. Do you hear me, Snake? I am the end. I am here to send you to your ultimate fate. You'll make a fine quarry for my final hunt.
Eva, I found that sniper you were talking about.
That's the end. He's a legend, known as the father of sniping.
I've got experience sniping in urban and marine environments.
What about the forest?
Never.
I see. Well, that forest is divided into 3 areas, a river, a plateau, and a clearing. He should be lying in wait for you in one of those places.
Sounds like this may take a while.
It'll be a test of endurance. Be careful, though. From what I've heard, the End has an almost supernatural knack for camouflaging himself.
So, whoever moves first loses. This guy's over 100 years old, though, so I should have the advantage in terms of stamina.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were you.
Why's that?
I've heard that his body is photosynthetic, like a plant.
What is he, some kind of monster?
On top of that, he can speak to the forest, too.
So in other words, he knows it inside out.
Uh-huh. But he doesn't know you. I'm sure you can beat him.
Don't worry. I intend to.
So just a few side notes about this boss battle here. There is one way to kill him, one more way to kill him without fighting him, and that is to save the game here and not play for a week, and he's gonna drop dead because he's so old. But that is the most unsatisfying way to get rid of him, of course. And the second thing I'd like to say about this boss fight is even though it is really awesome and one of the highlights of this game, in this playthrough, it took me so goddamn long to kill him. I think it took me like 45 minutes or an hour even. Because I was trying to get a trophy here in which you have to hold him up at gunpoint. And somehow that didn't pop for me. And I tried it over and over and over again, and it just didn't work. So in order for this video to be in a tolerable length, I cut it short at a few places. So don't be disappointed. I'm sure there are also other videos where you can see an entire fight with the end that doesn't take this long, where you can see how you fight him. But in truth, you can pretty much see all the kinds of ways you can see him and you can spot him. One of the most prominent ones, see? Did you see that little light there? That's him. His scope is reflecting the sun. That is one of the best ways to spot him. Another way is sometimes you will see a beacon of light shining down at a specific spot in the forest, and that is how you know where the end is. Also, he falls asleep quite a lot, so you can hear him snoring sometimes. Bam! Got hit because I moved around like an idiot. And there I was trapped. See? Now you can hear him.
Freeze! Huh? Where did you... I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know what you have to do here, actually.
I don't think so.
So, when this boss fight is over, this episode 12, is also gonna be over, and this is kind of brutal what I'm doing here, honestly. I hope you enjoy this episode, and you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again very soon with episode 13 of Metal Gear Solid Saga and Metal Gear Solid 3, which is gonna be called Love or Hate. So see you then, bye bye.
Not too shabby. I've got a present for you. Freeze! Huh? How did you... Mighty forest, Lend me your strength. Ready for some more. Spirits of the forest, I thank you. The boss would be proud of you. The time has come for a younger generation to rise. I've been wandering for more than a century, and now my journey comes to a close. What a splendid way to end it all. I have no regrets. I can return to the Forum Allah.